Good morning, guys. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Just kidding. Well, it's true, but today is the first day that I woke up. I cut my hair a little bit, can you tell? Today is the first day that I didn't wake up exhausted. I had a paper due on Sunday. I had a presentation on Tuesday, so I had to prep for that on Monday, but I didn't prep for it on Monday. I prepped for it like 2 hours before class. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I did really good. And then what happened? Oh, and then I have a paper due tomorrow, but I'm almost done with it. I started it during class yesterday just because I was like, I just want to get this week over with. This was the hardest week. This was the hardest week so far for this term, just because so many assignments were due. So I'm so grateful I'm done with one of my classes. I woke up at 6 a.m. today and I couldn't go back to sleep. And Snoopy, he just wakes me up. Like, I can't move at all because if I move, Snoopy gets up from his bed and he like puts his paws on my bed. And I'm like, well, I don't want him to pee in my room. So it makes me wake up and take him to go pee, to go potty. So yeah, right now he's outside. I'm not going outside because my skin is not happy right now. And the wind can be overwhelming for me. We're working through things, my skin and I. I'm hungry. There's my breakfast. I'm gonna eat some chicken right now. This is amazing. Cucumber with tahini and lemon. And that thing. I'm taking it easy this morning because I need a break from life because this week was stressful. But what I want to tell you, I don't know what I want to tell you. My body's in pain because I've been working out. So my calves hurt so bad. I feel like I overwork them. I need to find a good balance for them to like challenge them, but also not overdo it. White Chicks is on, but I'm gonna turn it off because I just saw it recently. I don't know what I'm gonna watch, but I finished my cucumbers. I'm gonna edit a video and then I'm gonna upload. Also, I wanted to talk about something. I was thinking about this today when I dropped off my nephews at school. Like after I dropped them off, I was in the car and I was just thinking, like one of my biggest pet peeves, it used to be entitlement, like people that felt entitled to anything. That used to really make me mad, right? But I haven't really experienced an entitled person in a really long time. I used to deal with it all the time, so I feel like that's why it was a huge pet peeve of mine. But now my biggest pet peeve is victim mentality. And I don't mean an actual victim, right? I don't mean someone that has gone through something and is dealing with the challenges that come after the fact, right? Like life is going to throw things at people, at us, right? And sometimes we are going to be victims to life situations, right? But I mean someone that is constantly in a state of victimhood and they make decisions and then they believe that they are victims to their own decisions. I cannot. That is my biggest pet peeve. The environment that I was raised in gave me all of the excuses to be a lifelong victim of my own decisions, right? But there comes a point where you are now responsible over the decisions that you are making in your life. You can't blame your parents. You can't blame your environment. You can't blame anything. And the reason that I can say this is because of where I come from. No, I don't think so. It's disappointing because we get to a place in life where we are responsible over our actions. And I mean, if you continue to make really bad choices, by default, you will become a victim to your own decisions. But I just can't, especially when you're like teaching these people the right way and they still choose wrong. That's not your problem. I love helping people, but people have to be willing to help themselves first because if they're not, nothing's gonna change. So always be willing to change, always be willing to grow. Okay, we do not serve a stagnant God. We do not serve a God that victimizes us. We serve a God that empowers us. He gives us the spirit of power and self-control, not timidity, not victimization. None of those things. Looking for a snack. Saltine minis. Probably not the healthiest, but I don't know. I'm gonna drink some water. Want some? There, go ahead. I started the book of Nehemiah today. Ezra was more of a reserved and laid back prophet of God, whereas Nehemiah is more of like a doer and like an action focused type of guy. I'm very outspoken, very organized, very leadership focused. And I feel like I admire both men differently. I definitely relate more to Ezra just because I'm more of like a laid back, reserved, quiet person. But the Nehemiah in me comes out when I get passionate about a topic, or there's just moments that trigger that passion, and I could be very outspoken. And I've always been like a very organized girl, but the artist in me would love to be messy. But the Nehemiah in me is like, no, gotta stay organized, right? Because I feel like your surroundings are a reflection of your internal state. And this isn't always the case, right? There's a lot of talented artists, especially. Like, there was one artist that I learned about in college. He used to make the biggest mess everywhere he lived. He would never clean up. He would never wash his dishes. He would never do laundry. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And once the pile of dirt and mess was unlivable, he would move out and he would get another home. That's how he spent his life. Like, that's ridiculous, right? Like, that's the opposite side of the spectrum of extreme cleanliness, right? But I just noticed, like, whenever my room, it hasn't happened in a really long time. Like, usually it'll just be like for half the day where I'll just have to put like clothes away. But in the apartment, like, my room would get messy for like 3 days. It would just be a mess, like a disaster. I knew when that was happening that I was neglecting my home state, like my internal state, and I was doing too much for others, and I was out too much, and so that would always ground me, realizing like, if my room looks like this, then something's wrong here because I'm neglecting my personal space. Like, I don't think so. Nothing external is as important as taking care of our internal state, which is our rooms, our homes, right? So yeah, you could see these little like dry patches on my skin. That's why I'm not going outside, even though I really want to go outside. But yeah, so being organized like Nehemiah is very important, but also being reserved and a bit quiet like Ezra is also essential. I just want to relax. Okay, bye. Love you. Guys, why does he just stare at me like this? He just sits there and he stares at his bangs. You think he's just showing off his bangs? That's what it is, huh? Good boy. You're a good boy. Hey guys, I made crack. Oh my god. Okay, so in high school, I used to talk about drugs all the time, right? Like, I just talked about drugs all the time. And obviously it was a joke. I didn't do drugs in high school. But I did drugs after high school. Okay, that's not the joke. No, so I remember this person one time in high school was like, Michelle, you talked about drugs all the time. I literally thought that you did drugs. And then I got to know you and I realized you don't even look at drugs. I'm like, exactly. You gotta be quick with it. You know, you gotta keep people guessing. Okay, I made crack. And by crack, I mean tuna. If you don't like tuna, don't talk to me. Go over there. Go over there and think about your life decisions. Did you think about it? Do you like tuna now? Okay, you can stay. Also, here's my take a hike mug. I adore this mug. Also, I haven't been on a hike in a really long time. It's been a really long time. Like a couple of years. Why am I laughing, you may ask? I don't know. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm just laughing because you're laughing. So, yeah. At times. Yeah. I used to love hiking. Look at this little boy. Sticking his butt in the air. Hey, why don't you learn to clean your butt? I don't know what he's doing. He's kind of weird, you know? You just gotta let him be weird sometimes. I don't know where he gets it from. I'm not even that weird. I peeled the cucumber earlier. He's eating a cucumber shaving. Is it good? Oh my gosh. He acts like I don't give him treats all day.